I'm Emily from SMM. Today, I'm very glad to share some recent magnesium industrial information with you again. So today I will be share mainly consists of three parts. The first part is the global magnesium metal price review. And the second part is the global magnesium supply and demand analysis. And the third part is the China magnesium downstream development. I remember last time a member of the IMA mentioned last time that he was very interested in the stereotopic model machine for the downstream magnesium application. So I will introduce the application of this technology in the third part. So first, let's start with the first part, the magnesium price review. Um, so first, let's review the recent microeconomic environment and some hot topics. And we can see the first one is the core price rose significantly. Since October, the domestic core price experienced a round rapid increase, taking the thermal core in Qinhuangdao port as an example. The price once reached 773 yuan per ton in late October, and also it increased like 30% of it. So this price mainly driven from both tightening supply and strengthening seasonal demand. On the one hand, safety inspection in production area and maintenance on major core enterprise affect the market supply. And on the other hand, the heat demand in northern China during the winter booming the demand for the core. So as we know that the core is the key energy raw material for the magnesium metal. So the core price change mainly will influence the magnesium production cost, which will affect the future price in the quarter four. And for the next one is the national policy. And recently, one national policy was published. It is named the Work Plan for the Steadily Growth in the Non-Ferrous Metal Industrial 2025 to 2026, and mentioned that the magnesium alloyed and the magnesium twice in the chapter for the expanding consumer demand and increasing effective investment. This policy supports the application of the magnesium alloy in the field such as the automobile, the e-bike, and the rail transit and 3C product. The policy encouraged the upstream and downstream enterprise sign sign a long-term procurement agreement with the magnesium production related enterprise. And the third one is the production pace accelerate. Um, and we found that the magnesium smelter has been resuming operation, like pushing November's output up to 15,200 metric ton from August. Since August, the post-summer maintenance and attractive profit has driven this recovery. However, the growing supply is now pursuing the magnesium price and squeeze smelter margin. And so this will likely increase the inventory pressure and keep the magnesium price low. And for the next one is the new custom declaration and supervision policy implement. So since October the 1st, the China's export customer declaration supervision policy was formed tightly. According to the new regulation, the enterprise acting as export agency through the methods such as the market procurement, trade, and comprehensive foreign trade service must be simulative report the company's information and the export value of the extra ensuring the export when the handling the profiling declaration. If the company failed to report accurately, the relevant business will be treated as the self-operate exports, and the agent company will bear the corporate income tax obligation. So this will lead a very tight export amount. And for the next one is the U.S. federal cuts the interest for the fifth time, as we all know. And the third one is that the sixth one is the this year the China's magnesium production accounts for nearly 90% of the global magnesium supply, and so the production cuts has led to a sharp decline in European inventory level, which could be lead for in the few a few weeks, and this will further impact downstream industrials such as the automotive and aerospace that rely on magnesium alloy. This incident once again highlights and fragment of the critical metal industrial chain with production concentrate, supply, and chain resistant urgency. And so here we can see the uh, price review and analysis. Since last time we talked about the first half year, and so this time we will focus on the second half of the year. And from the early May to the early June, we can see over there. So we observed that the magnesium price rose initially and then fall from May to July. And due to early shutdown of Wutai dominant mines in Shanxi, some magnesium smelter made large-scale purchase of this material, causing the magnesium price to gradually climb. So some magnesium smelter returned to more rational operation and speculative demand withdraw from the market, and the magnesium price returned to a more reasonable level and thus declined. And then we can see in the late July to late August. With the arrival of hot weather, the Magnesium company profit narrowed and magnesium inventory continued to decline, strengthening the floor support to the magnesium price. Meanwhile, the introduction of the national anti-monopoly price and the sharp rise in the core and ferrosilicon price both market in the magnesium industrial. Oh, and then we can see in the early September to early October, at the beginning of September, influenced by China military parade and export policy expectation, the domestic magnesium demand as weak, and factories continue to build up inventory, coupled with the advance depletion of orders, factory price were under pressure. However, based on the uncertainty of the export situation on October, the FOB quotation for the magnesium ingot has been to a high level by the end of September. And next, we can see in the early October to early November, both the domestic and the foreign trade demand remains weak, with a significant decline in the foreign trade order. Additionally, after the national holiday, the magnesium plant inventory increased by 44%, make it difficult to change the oversupply trend in the magnesium market, resulting in a continuous fall in the magnesium price. So we will forecast in the December the magnesium price will between the 16,000 and 17,000. And for the next part, we will go through the supply and demand analysis. So we can see the balance here. And so in the short term, the magnesium price are expected to fluctuate range bound with overall downstream pressure persisting. The China's magnesium products export in November are projected to rise a little bit, primarily driven by the quarter 1 uh, for the next year order from the Europe, the Middle East, and other regions ahead of the Christmas, creating a shipment peak this month. However, this procurement surge is unlikely to support a sustained price rebound. So in the China domestically, the magnesium plant's operating rates maintain high at 65 to 70%, lead to continuously accumulated in factory and social inventory. Against the backdrop of the supply, the downward price trend is still difficult to reserve. Additionally, the competition in export market is expected to keep the magnesium products under pressure. And so, for the long-term part, so the global magnesium market is entering a rapid capacity expansion cycle. China, as the dominant production region, is expected to see its primary magnesium production continue climbing, potentially reach about 3 million metric tons by 2030. Meanwhile, the overseas primary magnesium project is also gradually to continue to increase from 2025, pushing the global supply to peak around 2028. So the capacity expansion will still grow. Oops. So in the September of 2025, the China export about 43,300 metric ton of the magnesium product, up 12%, up to 12% month by month, and the accumulated export volume of the magnesium metal for 2025 reached about 340,000 metric ton, which is down point 27% year by year. So the export of the magnesium product in September was very strong, with a major products such as the magnesium ingot, the alloy, the powder maintaining high export level, especially the export volume of the magnesium ingot it increased by 23.88% month by month, reaching the highest month of this year. So, in the short term, the main driven behind the high September export was the new export policy was effected on October 1st. And on the other hand, a decline in the shipping rate for the route to Europe and other destinations in September encouraged some traders to ship earlier. So here is the China magnesium metal demand analysis, and in the October 2020 in October 2025, China's magnesium metal demand increased 60 to 6 month by month percent, and the magnesium alloy and aluminum products account for 41% and 40% of the demand respectively, with the magnesium alloy demand up the 6% month by month. Also, according to the SMM data, the price spread between the magnesium alloy AZ91D and aluminum alloy ADC12 further widen in October, with the average monthly price spreading reach about 3,283 yuan. So next, we will talk about the China magnesium downstream development. So first of all, let me introduce the China passenger vehicle monthly production and forecast. In October 2025, the NEV car retail penetration rate approached about 60%, rising from the 58.7%. So in the Chinese market, the this NEV sales in China maintained growth in October with so this growth was driven by multi factors. So on the policy side, so the clear expectation of the NEV purchase tax subsidy subsidy reduction in 2026 promote the automaker to introduce the cross-year purchase tax bottom guarantee subsidies. So the consumer will purchase their car earlier. For example, multiple branch the vehicle car launch their limited time to offer to avoid a demand uh, color scrap after the policy adjustment. So they will promise the clients they will give the car if they order it earlier. So each consumer could get 100,000 to 150,000 yuan for each card. So although the magnesium alloys account for a relative small proportion in the new energy consumer vehicle, and the magnesium alloy lightweight will still bomb the this part of the demand. So for the next one, we can see the semi-solid forming technology, which is mentioned by one client last time. Uh, so we can see injection. This is kind of injection molding technology. Currently, we also call it semi-solid stereotopic molding technology. This technology is kind of related mature now. It makes difference from die casting uh, it's mainly different from the die casting method. So the principle of the semi-solid injection molding is that the magnesium enter the barrier under the gravity and for or the negative pressure through the action of the heater, the magnesium chips will send to the well heated and shred during their advance and deformed by the extrusion to screw the alloy. So the slurry is injected at high speed into the mold, which will push the alloy into very high speed and high pressure. So for the different size of the chips, so it will have the different it will affect the part. For example, we can see the if the magnesium particles is from 30 to 50, um, so it will typically used in 3C 3C related parts. And if the magnesium particles is 50 to 80, and this type of um, alloys will suitable for the automotive structure component. And if the magnesium particles is from 80 to 100, so it will suitable for large as aerospace component. So currently, the magnesium alloy production process has different advantage and disadvantage. However, at the current stage of the technology development, there is a high demand for the lightweight product which are generally thin wall and high pressure products. So the previously casting methods are no longer meet the need. So we can see for the previously method, the liquid molding is more suitable for the traditional automotive parts and it is suitable for the large magnesium alloy die casting parts like the wheel hub, the bracket. And for the currently the semi-solid molding is more suitable for the consumer electronics, the thin wall components for new energy vehicles like the battery cell, the high pressure structure component. And also, we know that there is another process. It's called the plastic molding. It's for the high load aerospace structures, components, and for the long guide rail and automotive crash beam 3C products related. And here is the magnesium alloy used in the automotive field. And currently, we know that the average amount of the magnesium alloy used per vehicle in China is about 6.3 kilos. So in the short term to the mid term, the die casting, the magnesium alloy will replace aluminum alloy in the automobiles, which is the main development direction in the future. In the long term, with the maturity of the wrote magnesium alloy and used for the semi molding technology. So the application of the magnesium alloy sheet sheet and strip will replace the aluminum alloy sheet and the strip in the automobiles part. And here we can see we break down the magnesium alloy used based on different kind of car models. So we can see here in the gasoline card, we can see the average amount for the magnesium alloy is 4.6 to 8 kilogram. And we can see here for the commercial vehicles, and it is more than 40 kilograms for per car. And for the EV cars, and we break down the cars for different type from the price. The higher of the price use more magnesium alloy, and we can see the range. Oh, the range is from 4.6 to 6.9 to 35.9 kilo. And so for the right side of the page, we can see here. So currently in recent year, both the Chinese and foreign automakers has been gradually using the magnesium alloy. So we can see taking the Tesla as an example, we invest in the Tesla mode in China. So we can see the magnesium alloy in the Model 3 is about 15 to 17 kilograms, while the other mode for the a little bit high end mode S and or the X, the magnesium alloy is from 22 to 27 kilo per car. And here we will introduce the magnesium alloy in the electronic bicycle industrial. So in China, last year we published a national standard. It is called the Safety Technical Specification for the electronic bicycles. So for this standard, it asks the electric bicycles have the low weight. So we can see here, according to the announcement, the total mass for a full assembled electronic bicycle should be less than or equal to 55 kilo, and the total mass of the fully assembled electronic bicycle use the lead acid battery should be less or equal to 63 kilogram. And we we can see here the weight of the magnesium alloys used on the different bicycle mode also has the different unit consumption here, and we can see in for the high end mode, and the each electric bicycle use 7 to 10 kilogram magnesium alloy, and for the low end mode, it only use about 1 to 2 kilogram per per bicycle. So here are some enterprise in China like Luyuan, Ima, and they also start to develop some magnesium alloy to use in the electronic bicycle. And here's all I'm going to share today. If you have any question, please ask.
Thank you, Emily, for that great presentation. Excuse me. There was a question in the Q&A from Martin Tauber, specifically asking in regards to slide 3. Um, and it,
Slide 3, let me, uh, yes, here.
and it was point 6. I think the
Uh-huh.
last one there. He said, "Can you explain again the danger of an upcoming supply crisis for Europe?"
Mm, let me see. Oh, because for this year, as we count that the Chinese magnesium production almost account for 90% of the global supply. Um, so if there are some export uh, tariff from like US or in European some countries, so it is like to prevent or it will lead the high price to the company in the European or the US to import the magnesium like that.
Great. Thank you for answering that. Do we have any additional questions before we wrap up today's webinar? Just looking at the Q&A feature here. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us today. Everybody on the call will receive a link to view the recording again, and it will be live on the IMA website as well for IMA members. As always, you can refer to the written reports that are also shared by SMM and be on the lookout in early 2026 for our next webinar and report. Thank you again for attending.
Yeah. Thank you.